What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. So we got some major news here, and we'll go over it here in this video. And it pertains to Social Security. It pertains to potentially SNAP benefits, as food prices here are at all-time highs, and inflation is still pretty much near all-time highs. It doesn't seem to be really coming down, and it depends on who you ask. And Social Security is potentially going to run out here in 9 to 10 years. All of this. Take a look. President Biden is asking Congress for a budget band-aid. It'll make student loan repayments easier. This is coming as like 45 million Americans are now going to have payments on their student loans, which are averaging like $5,000 a year, 400 and some dollars a month. And interest is now accumulating on those student loans for the first time in over 3.5 years. And it would secure Social Security and food benefits and avoid a government shutdown. So just kind of take a look at all those things there, and you realize it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. So make student loan repayments easier, secure Social Security and food benefits, and avoid a government shutdown. Yeah. So take a look, and here we go. President Joe Biden wants more money from Congress ahead of a potential government shutdown, which we're already starting to see massive problems between the Republicans and the Democrats, and even between the Republicans and the Republicans for a potential government shutdown. Without that temporary budget fix, Social Security could get bogged down, as if Social Security doesn't have enough problems. Low-income babies and seniors might not receive their benefits, and student loan repayments could get even thornier. On Thursday, the Office of Management and Budget released a document reviewed by Insider outlining the administration's funding requests for federal agencies. A core issue of the OMB noted in the document is that without additional funding, Americans who rely on government benefits like SNAP and Social Security could see delays receiving aid, along with constrained customer service. And yeah, this is just one more nightmare that we really need to see in this pretty much nightmare of a year, right? Yeah. Without the requested funding, for instance, the Social Security Administration would have even longer wait times and worse service, something that its employees union has warned about. And without the $1.4 billion that the administration is asking for, recipients of the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women's, Infant, and Children, commonly known as WIC, would not receive benefits at the current level they're getting now. That doesn't sound like a good thing for millions of people, millions of women, infants, and children. That program provides food and nutrition assistance to low-income mothers and babies. And as of April 2023, around 5 million infants and children were participating. Low-income seniors could also see their food in jeopardy. Without the $390 million the administration is asking for, 20,000 out of 76,000 seniors receiving supplemental food assistance would be slashed from the program. Additionally, with the student loan payment pause ending on Friday, I think that has now happened. The OMB noted that the failure to secure additional funding for federal student aid would make the transition back into repayments for millions of borrowers even more burdensome. The agency noted that the Education Department requires $2.3 billion to ensure it can effectively disperse student aid. Yeah, $2.3 billion. If the additional funding doesn't come through, quote, basic ongoing activities, including loan servicing operations, free application for federal student aid application processing, common origination and disbursement activities, data center hosting, and call center operations will be impeded, the OMB said. While student loan borrowers have, quote, already begun experiencing a range of difficulties with customer service, lack of funding would likely make matters worse. Lawmakers are coming back to Washington after Labor Day. Of course, they're on yet another vacation. And they have until September 30th to fund the government. So that's only a couple of weeks, right? If they don't, the government will shut down and Americans would begin to lose the aforementioned benefits, which is a lot. And I'm sure that's not even all of it. That's just what was mentioned, right? Oh, and then if a government shutdowns, there's millions of people that actually lose their jobs. I believe it's over 2 million people. Although the crucial work continues to reach a bipartisan and bicameral agreement on the fiscal year 2024 appropriation bills, it is clear that a short-term continuing resolution will be needed next month, a spokesperson said. As part of our responsibility, the OMB is providing Congress with a technical assistance needed to avoid severe disruptions to our government services in the first quarter of the fiscal year. Still, Republicans have already put forth a budget proposal that would cut funding far below the levels Biden requested. So they want to cut funding. So they're looking for cuts. For example, a GOP appropriations bill would slash WIC funding and cut assistance to 5.3 million kids and parents. It would also allocate $1.8 billion for student aid administration, which is $265 million below its current level. So they're looking for cuts across the board is what it looks like. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said earlier this month with Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy, they agreed on a short-term resolution that would keep the government funded. I thought that was a good sign, but I would say this, our Republican colleagues in the House need to follow suit and work in a bipartisan way. Now, this does follow what we have been seeing, which is a lot of cuts, cuts, cuts. And we have seen this with the previous cuts. We're seeing this with the Medicaid cuts right now. Millions of Americans are losing Medicaid benefits. We've seen this with the previous SNAP cuts. If you're on SNAP, you've already probably experienced the massive SNAP cuts that have happened, the pandemic SNAP cuts, the extra pandemic SNAP bonuses that are now gone. And now you've just seen it, they're looking for more cuts. So, and honestly, I'm not picking sides. You've seen it, and I'm not picking sides, honestly. This just goes with the government debt and the 32 trillion, 33 trillion, who even knows what the actual number is now. They're trying to rein in government debt. So, and again, I'm talking to thousands of people here on any given video. And it really just depends on what side of the spectrum you fall on. They're trying to rein in government debt. So if you are on SNAP, WIC, on none of these programs, they're trying to rein this stuff in. They're trying to spend less on government funding. So you can let me know your thoughts here in the comments, but this is the type of stuff that they're trying to spend less on, and this trend is going to continue for the foreseeable future. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I will keep you up to date here on this, but expect more cuts to come. And Social Security cuts honestly might be coming in the future because it's going to run out of money in 9 to 10 years. So they either need to tax more or cut. So they either need to tax the wealthy or tax all working Americans because that would bring in more money. So they need to either bring in more money into Social Security one way or another. Again, bring in more money or cut Social Security by either cutting benefits or cutting the age, aka raising the age for Social Security, or by cutting Social Security benefits. So, one way or another, Social Security has to have some changes, or else it will run out of money in 9 to 10 years, which Congress has said, if you've been watching my channel, will lead to a 23% reduction in benefits. Because if it runs out of money and the Social Security uh, basically the money in there runs out, they will only be able to pay the money that comes in on a monthly basis, which means all the money that comes in every month would go out immediately every month, which Congress has said would lead to a 23% reduction on benefits. So let me know your thoughts on this. I'll keep you up to date here, right here on our YouTube channel. In fact, I just did a benefit on, or I just did a video on the COLA raise that's going to be coming out here very soon, in a matter of days. I'll link you to that video right now. If you haven't yet, click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any new videos that come out here every day on our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. Just click the subscribe button down below, then the bell icon so you don't miss out on any new videos. Also, don't forget to click the like button and the share button if anybody else needs to hear this video. And click right here to see the newest video on the Social Security COLA raise that is coming out here very soon. Or you can click here to see why hundreds of stores are closing nationwide and why it's affecting our economy. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.